Hello and welcome back. So now our local domain controller is back. As you can see in the screen, I have this new message here and I have this user. So the first half of these letters means my DNS, sorry, my domain name. And this is my local admin for this domain name. So I'm gonna type the password for it. And then I'm going to log into the servers with Active Directory settings for the first time. This is my server. Now I'm going to access the Active Directory tool. By this, I can go by Windows Administrative Tools. And then from here, I can see the list of all the tools that I need to do, all the tools needed to manage the. So this is a list of all the tools that was installed when we installed the Active Directory domain services. We are looking right now for this icon, Active Directory users and computers. Open this one. So when you are in the workplace, you receive a Windows user and a password. That information basically means that the user was created in Active Directory. So here, this is the domain name that we create, and all the computers that will be joined to this domain needs to be typed. This domain name to be enabled. So all the computers by default, they comes to the computer folder. Here on this folder, all the computers that are joined to the domain will be available. So every single folder here in Active Directory is called organizational unit, and is displayed in a way like a folder because the computer uses folders to organize objects. Every single item located in a domain controller or Active Directory is called object. This is an object, and the type of this object is a computer. So by default, Active Directory comes with some users. This is the local admin user for this computer, and this also is the administrator user for the domain. I left by default active the local admin user for the computer to do some task that is going to be done later in the future, not for now. And this is the process. So Active Directory use users and groups to manage users. For example, I'm going to open some of the options available in Active Directory. Let's say you want to view more options. You make a right click, and here you have the ability to join this user through a group, disable the account, reset the password. You can do tasks like this that you can see here, and also you have the property tab. In the property tab, you can view all the information needed for this user by detail, like in general one. You type the first name, last name, all the information related to the user. Account. This tab is really important when it comes to unlock the account. Resetting the password, you can set up when the password is going to be changed, if this password is going to expire. If the password is going to expire in a specific date, you can set it up here. You can also have the profile path, and here you can specify network shares. When the users sign in for the first time on the computer, you can assign them like using a specific network folders by using these connections here in this path. If you want to enable like environment, here you can select what script you want the system to start with, like when the user signs in for the first time. And dial-in options, you can set up these. Back in the days, this option was used to access the server using terminal servers, but now there are utilities more advanced to manage and control the access for the server. And member of, this is also one of the most important tabs because you can assign permissions to the user to manage X and Y resources in the network by adding permission to the groups, assigning those groups to specific resources, and then joining the user into those groups. So instead of managing the permission for every single user individually, what you do in the environment of corporate practices, you have groups, and those groups you grant permissions, and that permission is based on the role that the person is going to be working. In the next section, we're going to discuss some best practices to create a user to use the Active Directory.